being impactful. You see, when your life is fulfilled, when you have something that drives you every day, keeps you waking up in the morning, you will not remember that you're single or married. Funny enough, you will not. Because there are people that are married and talking about getting married. Married, because I said marriage, they will not fulfill you. It's not like 50% of you will join with 50% of another person, people get 100. No, whatever you bring into the marriage is what you're going to bring into it. So you better be 100% successful, not just, I don't see marriage as a success.
Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel, Sir TV. Please do well to subscribe to this channel, like, share and click on the bell icon to get notified when we post a new video. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to Salt TV. My name is Emmanuel Prince. I'm with Mrs. Oge Bossa. She's going to be telling us challenge a single lady that she faced being a single lady and being the holy child of the family. So, Miss Oge, the ball is up to you.
Okay, thank you, Emma. Well, first is first, I'm not the only child. I'm just the last. Though the only female, maybe. I think that's what you were trying to say. Well, challenges. First things first is that I realized something. As a lady, the more exposed or learned you become, the more people view you wrongly. But it has its advantages because then it means people who are not serious, the people we call NFAs, low future ambition, will be far away from you. So that kind of streamlines and sieves off people who are not ready to be committed to anything because they realize, okay, this kind of person does not joke around. It's not found in the wrong places at the wrong time. Is always focused. I was always busy. I was always preoccupied with the things of God. And of course, work. I was always busy. I was never idle. So that in itself meant that I could not, fine, you have to be seen to be approached. But I was seen just in those places that are controlled, very controlled environments. So I wasn't likely to meet riffraffs or NFAs. But let me tell you, even in the church, you have wonderful characters. After all, God said it himself in his word, that in his house there are many vessels of honor and of dishonor. So you will still meet people who are shady. And what helped streamline that line even further was the Holy Spirit, because he's the Spirit of truth. He will guide you in all things. He will lead you right, to ask the right questions at the right time. And sometimes he will cause the next person to speak of those things they need to tell you that are tiebreakers. So my journey of my singlehood, I got approached by different people, approached by separated.
I want you to tell us now, what was the challenge? Was there a pressure from a family, like a mom that, the time is no longer on your side,
Okay.
Were you I don't want to use the word being intimidated by your friends, your colleague, your cousin, getting married while you still sick? What were the challenge you faced, during the Valentine days? Like, how do you feel still being single, not approached? At least for just one night, the year just round up again, you have prayer points, you just
Okay.
see that no brother, no approach. What were the things what was going on through your mind?
Okay. First things off, I thank God I never came from a family that were like, oh, why are you not married? Your mates are married. My parents never pressurized me, not even my siblings. And personally, I'm just this kind of person. I don't compare myself with other people. It's not just because the Bible said it's unwise, but I find that if I stick to my lane and I have a plan for my life, I stick to it and I follow it through. I'm too preoccupied to know what other people are doing. Fine, I rejoice with other people when they rejoice. And I'm like, okay, this is a good thing. But it never occurred to me because I already had it in my head that I want to be settled down when I am first financially, economically stable, spiritually very stable as well. I already had such priorities in my life. So I wasn't thinking about marriage until at least I had finished my second degree. Yes, everybody's different. Some people start thinking about it from secondary school. Sorry, it didn't occur to me until I had done my master's. In short, if not for the fact that I got a job, I would have probably had a PhD. I was that driven, and I'm still driven by the grace of God. But it's just that that was just the kind of person I am. Everybody is different. Some people, by their nature and their personality, they love to be, oh, other people are doing this, what about me? I'm just not that type. I'm just the type, I set a goal for myself and I pursue it. And that in itself, yes, can drive away some people, like I said, because I was always busy. You ask me on Valentine's Days, usually on Valentine's Days, I'm heading a committee or I'm in part of a group hosting or planning an event. I'm always busy. Exactly. Exactly. I was always busy. I didn't have room. Even when I was doing my master's, I was in the youth ministry then. And for the Valentine program, we had ideas, what we wanted. We were part of the planning committee. I even invited my flatmates, which one was not even, one was a Muslim, the other one is Asian. Of course, they don't really believe in God, not all of them. But what I'm saying is, I was too busy. Seriously, with the things of God, for the things of God, that's where my mind was. And of course, what I want to achieve for myself. I wasn't really concerned about, his age on my side. No. But one thing I do remember is that I already had a plan for my life, and I had it as early as when I was about, I think, between 16 and 18. I remember that I wrote a letter to my future self. Funny enough, I've still not opened that letter. I have an idea of what I wrote, but it's been a long time. I wrote that at least by the time I'm 30 or something, I've gotten probably a PhD. I know I must have written like how many degrees I wanted, how many kids I wanted. Okay. Okay. Yes. Part of the goals I set, number one, like I said, it's not only about marriage. Marriage is just part of it. For me, it was more like, okay, married, have kids. Because it's not just, you don't get married, it's just the beginning. It's the beginning of other things. You're going to be a parent. You want to own something. You want to be very successful. Not just, I don't see marriage as a success. I don't. It's not something that if you haven't gotten, you're not successful. No, it's just wrong thinking. I just think that if you have set goals for yourself and you begin to achieve those goals, you're on the pathway of success, and you keep improving on yourself. You keep loving yourself better, loving God, loving other people, being impactful. You see, when your life is fulfilled, when you have something that drives you every day, keeps you waking up in the morning, you will not remember that you're single or married. Funny enough, you will not. Because there are people that are married and are still very single, even in that marriage. They are very lonely. So its marriage will never fulfill you. So if you don't go looking for the things that God have put in you, that when you do them, you get fulfilled, you will be very frustrated. And that is when you will be worried and be counting chicks and hens. Oh my God, my mates are married. If you're living a fulfilled life, you would not care. You will not even notice. But you will be too preoccupied to notice a lot of things. Mm-hmm.
So it's from inside out. So tell us what advice you have for single ladies, who have just been frustrated, like time is no longer on your side. What advice do you have for them?
Okay. Wow. Now, like the Bible said, you're not ignorant of the devices of the evil one. So there are people that you find out they have lovely character, they're very focused, very determined, very successful in other areas of their life, but that seems to be the one thing that is not right, or they feel like time has passed. Because, yes, for example, I know personally, I have some friends that I feel like, I think by now you should be married. And you ask, what is the trade-off? The trade-off, what I mean by trade-off, like, what will you do with your life because there's always what you do with your life before you're married, and then what you're doing while you're married, the marriage life. So when I get worried when I see you don't really have what is driving you. I will be more worried then than if you are, you're pursuing something. I believe that if you probably decided that, okay, it's time to get married, and you walk or go, you will get married. That's what I really, really think. But it's bothersome when I feel you don't really have a life. Not in a negative way. I mean, you don't have a life. Like, you're not living the fulfilled life. You're not living the 100% life which God expects you to be living, even before you're talking about getting married. Because I said, marriage, they will not fulfill you. It's not like 50% of you will join with 50% of another person, people get 100. No, whatever you bring into the marriage is what you're going to bring into it. So you better be 100% before you get into it. And don't think there's a perfect man, because you know you're not perfect. So leave that one aside. There's the right person for you. Yes, it's not about perfect. There is always the right person for everybody.
I get this expressed from guys, now that the girl, like, oh, that was my girl talk now, about finances in marriage. Like, tell us, like, what advice concerning being a, now you're more than now you're married. Like, I want to talk about your, you are, before you got married, you were satisfied, like, with your
Yes.
financial status. But you are
Yes.
not kind of looking for a man to come and,
No.
because that's the notion of those girls now.
Oh
Like, you
dear.
want a man that will provide and supply your needs. You just want. So, what advice do you have a single lady who have that idea? Because that really scares some men. They will
Of
call you
course.
stingy because you just see a lady that is not ambitious. You just want your money, you just like.
Oh yeah.
So, what advice do you have to tell them? You've said it before, like, you get yourself, on
On a fulfilled
get
path,
something
yeah.
doing,
Get something.
So, just say something to.
Okay. To singles.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, very interesting thing is it. First and foremost, nobody wants to be a liability. And to be honest, if you will value a man because he has some substance, and that substance happens to be material substance, to be honest, life has seasons. It's not all the time that particular person will actually have that same amount of substance. Something can happen. Anything can happen. So if you were going into that relationship or marriage just because that man has some level of, even if he comes from a family with old money can finish, believe me. Look at the man for who he really is. If he didn't have any money, would you still like that man? Actually, because if you have not broken it down, pieces this thing to its littlest bits, you will be frustrated. There are people who entered marriages because of what they could gain. And when that thing, the element of the gain disappeared or something happened, problems start because they have a very high expectation of that man or of that marriage. So to save yourself the heartbreak, the heartache, to save yourself the disappointment, just know that, ask yourself a very simple question. Do you like this man for who he is? If you do, then give him a chance, because money will come. Success will come. All these things will come. Yes. But they will not. And you know what? It's sweeter when you have been there from the beginning.
Because you know the story.
Because you know the story. You are there. And believe me, that man will value you more because you were there from the beginning. I'm sorry, even you as a lady, think about it. Imagine if you are the one that went out, walked your way up the corporate ladder, and you meet a man who has not really worked himself up, and then he comes in and people try to put things together and he starts placing demands. You'll be like, it's my sweat, where have you been? So put yourself like that in a man's shoes. You know, gone are the days where it is a man's responsibility to do everything. Now, thank God you can do something for yourself. We talk about woman empowerment, break the bias. Why don't you really break the bias, really, and go get yourself something doing? Make some money and, get some property, do something with your life. Get some real estate, Don't like, oh, nobody will marry me because those days have come and gone. Let's be honest. Because a man will value you. Let me ask a question. What gives you confidence as a woman? Are you confident because you're beautiful? Let me ask. Are you confident because you're learned? Mind you always meet people who are more beautiful than you. You always meet people who are more learned or learned than you. If it's money, you always meet people who have more money than you. So if you're going to base your confidence on a man, I'm sorry, that's a very wrong foundation. Not to talk of on yourself. So all these things can come and go. They will fade with time. So what is your confidence? Why are you so particular about it? I feel you're just basing your confidence on some man. You can brag, oh, that's my husband. So what? So what? You don't own the man anyway. Yes, you don't own him. So basically, I would just say, get a life. Really, get a life.
So thank you very much, Mrs. Oge. It's really a pleasure talking with you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Emmanuel.
this
Thank you.
appreciate it. So say hi to Salt TV team.
Hi. I'm a fan also.
Subscribe.
Please subscribe because I've subscribed also.
Okay, I appreciate you, man. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.